how do you see community being a vital role in the sort of on the NHL team? How do they use community to improve the game, or do you see it as a vital part of development?
Oh, 100%. I think a few years ago, I've been here now for about 6 years, and a few years back, not saying that they never listened to the community, but it was a lot of, they had their plans, they knew what they wanted to put in the game, and then they just put it out. I think, over the last couple of years, they really knew that in order to get to that next level and create a game that not just the hardcore fans and hockey fans wanted, but everybody wanted, they need to basically, listen to the fans and listen to what are the things that are going to make this game, just awesome. They're picking up hockey now because, they're able to see a lot of, great physics in the game, great excitement, great atmosphere, and the presentation in the game. And this year alone is just going to be fantastic too.
Right. So I was going to ask you also about not just hardcore hockey fans, but what kind of fans have you brought in? You haven't just brought in the person who lives and breathes hockey, like myself maybe, but there's other people who live and breathe hockey video games and don't play hockey, and then there's like the casual people. How have you brought, or how do you incorporate those into the feedback?
There's many different modes in the game. Whether you're an online hardcore gamer or whether you play in the hockey league and you like team sports, you got the EA Sports Hockey League, which is really taken off with people. And we know a lot of guys that are in there. They play hard. I know some guys that play 10, 15 games a night. While at the same time, I know other people, they just like to get together, play team sports. Hey, let's get online. Let's play a couple of games tonight. And it's a great way of getting together online with your buddies and playing the game. I think the EA Sports Hockey League is going into its third year next year with a lot of pretty cool things like playoffs every month. It really does not only cater to the hardcore crowd, but also to the more casual crowd that is really getting into the hockey. So
yeah. Okay, let's talk about your role as community manager and how you see it, what you love about it, and sort of the things that you love day to day in your job, and why you're so passionate about the EA Sports community in general.
I'm a sports guy, so I used to play football back in university, and love hockey. Ever since I was a kid growing up in Vancouver, and I always played video games growing up. It just reminds me of the story when I first started here, and I actually started in QA. And I was on the forums on the game that I was working on, and I'd answered a question. Next thing you know, the question was removed. My post was removed, and I was just like, wow, I got an email from somebody in PR, and they had said, well, you work for the company, you can't, really say anything. And that kind of bothered me at the time. And I think now we're at a point where we're bringing in, our developers and not only listening but actually talking to community. I think that's huge steps. Those are big steps that we've taken. Me personally, I love being able to host these events, bring in these fans from all over North America. The best feeling in the world is when we come off the shuttle and we come into the studio, and I know you've been here a few times, Jake, but seeing the looks on some of these guys' faces, and all that, they're just gamers, but we want to share that experience. We want people to come in and see what it's like to develop the games and check the environment out that we work in and understand the process that we go through. And my thing is, if we can educate people on the game development process, hopefully they can appreciate more of the fact that these guys make awesome games year in and year out, and it's a process that it normally takes a year and a half, 2 years to make a game, and these guys bang it out every year, and so it's quite a thing. So being able to bring people in and see that and appreciate that, hopefully they can share that with their own communities. I just felt, as a fan of the games myself, I remember back then, a few years ago, I wanted to be heard. And I wanted somebody to reply back and listen to me, and I wasn't very negative about the games, but I was passionate about the games, and I know there are tons and tons and tons of passionate people about our games, and if it's one person tweeting me, or if it's one person sending me a message, I want to make sure that I can respond to them and try to get that answer for them. And I always try to say, if I don't have that answer, at least I'm going to try to track that down for them. So wherever I am on the forums, on Twitter, on Facebook. Hopefully you can find me.
Oh, we'll be able to find you. I'll make sure of it. EA Sports, it's in the game.
It's in the game.
Oh, you have a pause. Okay, you want to try it again?
EA Sports?
EA Sports, it's in the game. You got a point? You want to do a point? Let me see how you do it.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
All right. Can you do the voice?
EA Sports, it's in the game.
Oh, that was good.
That was good.
All right, we'll leave that.
Let's do it one more
time.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
Nice.
Sweet. All right, man.